Alright, van lifers, I'm showing you a system that I came up with. And the reason why I'm starting with this little guy is because here shortly it will fall to 25. And sorry, it's in Celsius and not Fahrenheit. But as soon as it falls to 25, it's going to kick on this little 150 watt heater. Now, the reason being is that I have a solar system. So, a lot of you do too. I have a 250 watt panel that's going to be powering this 150 watt heater. There you go. Just kicked on. Now, the thing is, 150 watt heaters use a lot of power. And that's hard on lines. It heats them up. You know, you have to make sure you have thick enough lines. Well, I have it powered by my solar setup. On the far right is a button that controls a thing for lights and everything else. Normally you don't want to hook up something this big to it. So I have a little 3-way LED lit switch over there. The big green light means that I have one of the things flipped. That is going to some wiring for a thermostat, which is going to this relay. If you can't see it, this relay right here, and this is a fused relay. All this stuff is super cheap on eBay. I think I did everything for below 30. But I'm going to hold up the thermostat so the temperature climbs, and as soon as it hits 38, it will cut off. So what you have there on the far left is the low, and the far right is the high. So you can set whatever temperature you want this, going up to and turning on. So this, when it reaches down to 25, it will turn on. Hits 38, it will turn off. So it's a simple setup, a super cheap setup, and it might help some of you as long as you have a solar panel, that you can have a small little cheap 150 watt heater from Walmart constantly going during the day without worries about it depleting your batteries or anything like that, because since it's wired into the solar controller, which I'll show you right now. I'll flip that button and look, everything's turned off. But reason why it's hooked up to that is because when that falls below, I think it's 60% battery, everything will cut off. So, it's like I don't have to worry about something flubbing up and everything else, and if the heater stays on and my battery's totally draining, because as soon as it reaches 60, everything will turn off. And I do believe when it would then, bring back up the power, I think that one automatically kicks on at a certain percent too. So that would stay on. If I want to, I can just flip that top switch over there and keep everything off. And I'm going to be mounting that on this side of the TV, because right over there is a 3-way 120 or 115 volt switch. So I'm going to have that on this side. So I can just flip a light and turn on the outside 12 volt DC outlets. Flip another switch. I know I said light earlier, switch. Flip another switch to be able to turn on the heater. And the third switch, I don't know yet. But eventually I plan on doing AC as well, in which this thing will do a heat or AC. You just flip the, temps. So when I do a AC unit, and I'm going to use another relay that's going to be 12 volt in and controlling DC, so I can still use all this cheap thermostat wiring, because you can use thermostat wiring simply because it's not hardly any electricity is flowing through this line. It takes very little electricity to control this relay, and then the relay handles the big power and whatnot, so you're not having to run a lot of high voltage, high amperage lines. It's really simple. I got the fused relays, as you can see by that little fuse there. So if anything starts to go bad, that fuse will go out first before it hurts the relay. Well, I hope this is, been educational, and if you guys have any questions, just throw it in the comments. Thank you.